Welcome to another episode of Moving to Maryland. I'm here with Tressa, Nick, Megan. Hey, guys.
Hey.
Good morning.
Hey.
So, Nick, you do a great job at explaining where these neighborhoods are located. How would you say this Roland Park is located?
Roland Park is in the northern part of Baltimore City. So it's right off of Interstate 83 between Northern Parkway and Cold Spring Lane. So it's super close to Towson, other parts east of the city, and really good access downtown.
And Tressa, it's got a lot of history, right?
It has a ton of history. Developed back in about 1880, 1890 by a company called Roland Park
Company.
right? Yep, Roland Park Company. It actually was developed as a suburb to the city at that time. I believe it was the first one in the U.S.
Right.
Don't hold me to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was called streetcar.
It's a
something.
streetcar suburb.
Yeah, streetcar
because
suburb,
it was
exactly.
directly correlated with the railroads. So people would basically take a streetcar and
Right.
get there.
And what were the name of the developers again? It
It was Edward Boughton and Frederick Law Olmsted. And Olmsted, as we know, helped design Patterson Park here in Baltimore, but also actually designed New York City's Central Park, but also a lot of other amazing architectural.
The National Mall, the Jefferson Memorial, he's really, really well known
Yeah.
internationally. Yeah.
And we know what's really interesting about that Roland Park, is we argued for 20 minutes calling it a suburb,
Right.
So we think of I think of a suburb as outside of the city, but it's suburb-like in the city, right? So
Well, I
it's
think
got-
that's what is one of the major draws to Roland Park is it's only 15 minutes from downtown. You're still technically in Baltimore City, but the neighborhood is more suburbia-like versus Fells Point or Canton, where you're direct access to, bars and restaurants.
Right.
So I think that's kind of where we were having that difficult distinction.
So it's got a lot of characteristics of like a Towson, which I would think is a suburb of Baltimore City, right? Walkability. It doesn't have the walkability of like a Fells Point or a Canton or a Locust Point, right?
Well, you can walk to some things, though. You can walk on Cold Spring Lane, where there are some restaurants right there, Alonzo's and Miss Shirley's.
Yeah.
And you can walk to that.
Yeah,
It's
I mean, we're
convenient.
not
Eddie's.
talking. It's not rural, but
Not at all.
But it's not like sure you can walk places,
Right.
certain, but it's
Yeah.
not. Doesn't have
Yeah.
the density of one of the inner city neighborhoods.
No, you
Right.
can't, walk, depending on where you are, if you're closer to Falls Road or that, you're pretty close, but it's not like Fells Point or Canton where you're, within 5 things right outside your front door. But people like that because they like, being close enough but far enough away where you still retain your peace and quiet and not having the hustle and bustle of being downtown.
Right. And I think, too, if you want to be in the Baltimore City area where Fells Point is, Canton, you're only 15 minutes away. You can take 83, which is very close. And then you're also 10 minutes away from Penn Station, which is a really good factor for a lot of commuters.
People that working out at DC or up in Philadelphia or New York, it does have a range of price points, but you do, like I do know a lot of affluent people that live up there, so it's very popular. Like if you're an attorney that works downtown and, you want that yard space, but you don't want to have to drive further out to get home, right?
Exactly.
Absolutely. Same with doctors. I've had a couple of doctors buy houses there so that their commute to downtown hospitals is short, particularly if they're on call and have to come in the middle of the night. They don't want to be driving 30, 40 minutes to get to work.
Right.
Yeah, what a lot of times people say, I want to look in Roland Park and then also Guilford and Homeland. They kind of get looped together. It's like those three, in a very similar way that like Canton and Federal Hill are like kind of looped together downtown, right? Those three are sort of looped together.
Right, I agree. Yeah, they all have that very. I don't know if you've never visited these areas, it's overwhelming. You just know you're in Roland Park, you're in Guilford, you're in Homeland. It's a totally different feel, architecture wise. It's just very historic and very homey is almost a good way to explain it.
I love Roland Park because the lush greenery. There's a lot of like streams and parks, and a lot of the houses just have a lot of separation with trees and bushes. What was it you like about Roland Park, Tress?
Space is good. And I like that the houses are different from block to block. Like my favorite street in Roland Park is Hawthorne. If you get a chance, drive down Hawthorne. It's right off of Cold Spring Lane. There are just very interesting homes on that road. I always loved it for 30 years. But there are, of course, houses everywhere.
Yeah.
And but they're not the most expensive houses in Roland Park, but it's a really quaint street. So if you want to entertain yourself, drive down Hawthorne. but I also I like that the houses have been maintained through the generations. So you might not find every house to have a brand new kitchen, brand new bathrooms, or you won't most likely.
Yeah.
But as each family lives there, they improve something, and then they move on and they leave it to the next family to improve things. Because as you know, you can spend a lot of money renovating these older homes. So one house may put a new kitchen in, and then the next family may come and put new bathrooms in, and the next family may come and redo all the windows. But the heart of the home remains.
Yeah.
And that history, you feel it when you walk through those houses.
Yeah. I think there's a sense of like maturity, especially like in the landscaping, but also the houses. Like there's just, it's been there for so long, so many generations. There's just a sense of maturity, the nature. It's a really awesome vibe.
What are your favorite restaurants?
I like, I like Miss Shirley's. That's a wonderful breakfast spot.
Petite
It
Louis.
is awesome.
Petite
and Petite
Louis,
Louis.
Johnny's. Yeah.
There's
But
a
they're
lot.
great too because they're next door to.
They're right
literally-
next
yeah,
door.
They're literally
I know.
right next door. Yeah.
So
So if you can't, you try to walk in, you can't get into one. You just pop over to the other one, see if you
Right,
can
exactly.
grab a table. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what about, just the basic lifestyle amenities, hairstyle salons? I mean, do they have, like down, like when you're down in Fells Point, they're everywhere, like salons and bars and restaurants and CVS and Walmart, all the shopping, not Walmart, but Target and
Yeah. It's you have a little thing scattered here and there, like we said, like Miss Shirley's and
Drive up
Petit
to
Louis
Towson,
and
too,
everything.
and-
Yeah, they're all within the neighborhood. They're short distances, but for most of that, you have Belvedere Square. If you head more over towards York Road, you're still super close to Towson. And even if there is something specifically downtown, or even in Timonium, and everything is really close, you just have to go a little bit north and east of the neighborhood, but it's all still super close.
Yeah.
Well, you have Eddie's.
That too. Yeah.
Eddie's is
Grawls.
a great
Yeah.
grocery store. It's more of a grocery store, more
Yeah.
than a grocery store. And then, of course, next to it now you have Starbucks.
Yep.
Which is
when I think of Roland Park, I think about private schools.
Yeah. Private
Excellent.
schools. I
Excellent
mean,
private
you
schools.
are not without your schools in Roland Park.
Right.
There's one on, like, every corner.
Same place.
Yeah.
You just drive up through Roland Park and you got like Gilman and a bunch
Loyola
of-
Blake-
Lakefield,
Western High School, Roland Park
West
Country
Latin.
School.
Baltimore
Bryn Mawr.
Polytechnic is right there too, off Falls Road.
Good public schools too.
Yeah,
Oh,
probably
every Poly's public.
Yeah, probably my friend teaches at Poly, so I'm a little biased, but it's probably the best city
Yeah.
high school out there. But that's just me. But
So I have some good friends that live in Roland Park, and they have like 4th of July parties. It's like a real neighborly vibe in Roland Park. I just what do
Absolutely.
you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, so there's also like, it's definitely family oriented is a way to put it. And there's a local pool that you can go to. It's like $40 for the year, but you can all go there, meet new friends, families, neighbors.
Welcome for everybody. Like
Exactly.
we always have to say, like everybody's welcome, but really good for families.
Yeah. But like you see everybody walking around, like there's the Lake Roland Trail and Lake Roland Park where there's, walking trails, dog parks, like an education center for kids. It's just, there's things to do, even though it might not be as crazy as like Fells Point. It's just a little bit more family oriented and focuses on community and neighborhood.
We didn't talk about the universities right there. So you have Loyola, right?
Loyola is really close. Johns Hopkins is very close, and Towson University is also really close.
Notre Dame.
Stevenson, right? So
Yeah,
I mean,
so-
even so, higher education, there's a lot of options.
There's a lot.
Yeah, especially if you're
Get
you're
your
in the
master's.
academic field. If you're a professor or somebody who works
Right.
in school administration. I mean, if education is your field, I mean, there's not only through private education but higher education as well. A lot of really good job opportunities for people out there.
So access to highways. I mean, I know it's right off 83, which is probably be the main way to get into the city and out the county, but you're not too far from the Beltway. It's pretty good access to
No,
roads.
very good access. You just
Close.
can take 83 and
Yeah.
get right off onto 695. So
Yep. When I think about real estate there, now there is some, lower cost townhomes, right? There's a
There's
bit
a wonderful townhouse community. It's called Roland Springs. It's right off of Cold Spring Lane near Miss Shirley's and Alonzo's.
Yep.
And townhomes there, very affordable. They're spacious. They have a community pool, which is really nice if you have kids during the summertime, it's like being on vacation all summer living there.
So I'm going to put you guys on the spot. So when you think of like Roland Park and Guilford, what's the big difference?
Style of home for me personally. Yeah. I mean, because as someone who's a bit of an architecture fan, when I think of Roland Park, my favorite style homes are these beautiful big stone Tudors. You know, you see a lot of them. And then when you kind of get more into Guilford, you see more of the traditional federal style brick with ionic columns
Right,
and
you see more
stately
mansion
yards,
type.
more mansions. But I think with Roland Park, I mean, the architecture, I mean, it's not all Tudors. Don't quote me on that. Those are just my personal favorite. You do get more federal style homes.
Yeah.
You do get a lot of different styled architecture because people were able to purchase and design their own houses as the neighborhood grew. But the architecture, I think, is definitely the biggest.
My favorite are the Victorian style homes in Roland Park. Like, oh my God, you drive by them and it just takes your breath away because they're like
does.
built from the mid 1800s and just are still in amazing condition, almost 10,000 square feet, like massive homes, but just absolutely beautiful.
I think a lot of the original homes were on Roland Avenue, so you can really see some of those big, beautiful Victorians you're talking about.
And you know, we didn't talk about Mount Washington, which is I think is
Oh,
a
yeah.
really good, like if you're want to be more cost effective and get a very similar type house, similar yard, similar greenery. That's a neighborhood that we'll talk about in another episode, but something you should certainly consider because it's kind of like Canton Brewers Hill. Like it's Canton's a little more expensive, a little more prime, like Roland Park is. What do you think about that, Tress?
No, I agree. I love Mount Washington. I think the homes there are exquisite.
Yeah, you got the Whole Foods and
And it's only like 10 minutes, not even.
Not even.
Yeah.
Just the other side of the river.
Right, exactly.
so we're gonna wrap this episode up. Do you guys think there's anything else you would share about Roland Park? Somebody is considering exploring moving to Roland Park or in that whole area.
I just think if you are looking for more of a suburban feel, but don't want to have to be involved in the commute of what the suburbs, make you make.
That's like a
Roland
real
Park
good
is a great area.
happy medium to
Yeah.
It's a happy medium.
Yeah.
of what we describe it as a suburb or not a suburb. What do you think, Nick?
Oh, say if it's a suburb, I think it is a suburb. But for people moving Roland Park, if you want, I think it comes with Roland Park comes with a lifestyle that I think you really want to have. These historic homes in a great community, and if that's something that you're really looking for, I mean, you'll just visit there for the first time and fall in love with it. And it's a great place for people to raise a family and great people to live for generations. Live there. People own houses for 100 years. You know, it's a lifestyle you buy into, and a lot of people won't change it for anything.
Right. I think if you want to be involved in a community, have a say in the neighborhood, that they have like a volunteer committee, Roland Park Civic Center, where they're helping with zoning issues, safety, everything, but like they just involve the residents there, whether you live 20 minutes or, all within Roland Park, but there's just, you can put your stamp on your say into that community. And it's just a really amazing neighborhood in Baltimore City.
Right before COVID, my wife wanted to move to Roland Park, and I convinced her to stay in Canton. And then COVID came, and everybody stopped. All of the benefit of being in that location went away for like a year and a half.
Right.
And I was like, oh my God, we should be at Roland Park with a yard and everything. But no, we love where we're at. But it's definitely, if we leave Canton, it's going to be a place that we consider because, everything we just talked about. So Tressa, Nick, Meg, and I are realtors with the Greatest Moves team at RE/MAX Advantage. If you want to explore Roland Park or any of the communities around Baltimore City, in the suburbs, the suburbs in the city and the suburbs out of the city, reach out. We'd love to help. Take care.